Hi, I'm Helen and welcome to my channel. If you like my classes, please subscribe and hit the bell icon so you know when I post a new class. Today's practice will be one for the feet and toes. If you do a lot of active sports, running, or you walk a lot, or you stand around a lot all day in your role, wear heavy boots, it's really good to just spend some time giving some love back to your feet. They do so much for us, and I think in general we take them for granted. For this class you won't need any props except something to sit on, a comfortable seat, maybe a cushion or a rolled up blanket, because we're going to be doing some work to manipulate our feet. We'll start standing up. So just come to the center of the mat. Bring the feet about hip distance apart. And just start to notice the weight distribution in your feet. So first of all, spread the toes as wide as you can. Keep the inner arches active. Think of your feet as having four corners: the big toes, the little toes, and the inner and outer heels. And very slowly, we'll just start to move the body in a circle, just moving the weight distribution into these four corners of the feet. This is a slow movement, no rush here. As you move, just notice how your toes respond, maybe gripping the mat at different times depending on where you are in your circle. And then just start to go back the other way. Couple more circles here, and then return to the center, and then just standing like this, see if you can lift all of your toes up at once and place them down. Lift up and see if you can spread them wide. Notice if any of your toes are glued together. So it's quite often to have the little toe and the one next to it codependent and sticking together like glue. Notice if you've got a mind connection with each of your toes. So with all your toes lifted, would you be able to just put the big toes down and keep the others up? Or would you be able to put all the others down and lift the big toes up? Are you able to just put the little toes down? I can't. I'm sending a message to my little toes and they're not moving. And then release them all down. And then from here, we'll bring the big toes together, really ground down into the balls of the feet, activate the legs, and on an inhale, come up onto the tippy toes. So keeping the whole of this body active, try and keep the heels together, strengthen the calves, getting a range of motion in the toe joints. And then exhale, release, and then lift up again. And then release down, lift up again, and down, another one. This is one of the exercises I had to do when I had an operation on my big toe. I had hardly any movement in that big toe joint, but after doing that every day, that exercise, I got some mobility back. So we're now going to make our way onto the floor. So this is when you can grab your cushion or your rolled up blanket. You want to be in a comfortable seat here. And then bring the right leg out in front of you. And then just bring this left leg in. So you're going to externally rotate the hip. And just bring this across the leg. First of all, we'll start by doing a few ankle circles. So start to move this ankle clockwise direction, really getting into full motion in the ankle joint. You might hear some clicks, and then go the other way. Really stretching out the foot or the toes. And then take the fingers and interlace them in between each of the toes. So you've got your finger webbing up towards the toe webbing. So it might take a little bit of manipulation if you've never done this before. Might feel a little bit uncomfortable, but just go with it, observe it, acknowledge it and let it go. Use the other hand to support the ankle. And then we'll start to just rotate the top of the foot again in a circle. So you're moving all the toes in the same direction. And then go back the other way. Might hear clicks. And then start to extend the fingers out and close together. So like separating the toes. Do this a couple of times. And then release. And then we'll start to walk down the toes. So taking the big toe in between one finger and thumb and the second toe between the other, just start to move them backwards and forwards as if your toes are walking. And then start to move down the rest of the toes. So then take hold of the second toe and the third one. Do a few little steps. And then move down the third toe and the fourth toe. And then the fourth toe and the little toe. And then make your way back up the feet. Going the other way. Giving your toes a little workout. And then this is when you start to massage the bottom of the foot. So really start to just use your thumbs pressing into the sole. If you're familiar with reflexology, then it's believed that every point on the foot corresponds to somewhere in the body. So if you have a reflexology foot massage, that's what they're doing. Just really start to awaken the sole, good bit of manipulation, and you can start sort of massaging the whole foot. You can do this with oil as well if it feels better. A nice aromatherapy oil that smells very enticing and sweet, heightening the senses. And then let go, and we'll do the second side. So externally rotate this right hip, bringing the foot across the leg, and just start to move the ankle in circles, one direction, then the other. And then interlace the fingers in between the toes. Really get them right to the base of the toes, the base of the fingers, the webbing touching each other. And then circling the top of the foot in one direction 5 times. And then the other way. See if you notice any difference between your 2 feet. Is one foot more mobile than the other? And then just start to widen the fingers. In and out, stretching these toes out. Then release, and then we'll do the toe walking again. So taking 2 toes at a time, couple of steps backwards and forwards, and then make your way down. All the way to the little toe. And then come back up. And then start to give your foot a little bit of love. using the thumbs, pressing them in circles all into the sole of the foot, particularly the ball of the foot. Getting in there, and then maybe just rubbing the whole of the foot, making it feel really alive. Now our feet are all nice and warmed up. It's time for one of my least favourite poses of all time, which means I should do it more. Screaming toe pose. So come off of your cushion or bolster, tuck the toes under. You might need to use your fingers, try and get all the toes on the floor. So already you might be in agony. The seat is on the heels, and try and bring the body directly above the hips. You've got weight in the feet. And this is stretching out all the soles of the feet and the toes. So this is purgatory for you. You can always come up for some relief. And when you're ready, go back down. And then just maybe close the eyes. Find something to focus on to bring your attention away from the discomfort you might feel. Just help yourself through it by focusing on something else. You may have heard the phrase before, you are where your attention is. So if your attention is on, oh my God, this is killing me, then that is what you'll feel. So maybe bring your attention to just a single thought. And focus it there. Of course, if it gets too much, you can always come up for a break. Remembering to breathe. And then sit back down. You can even think of just one word over and over again, a mantra. So mantra, that word, the 2 syllables, man comes from mind, and tra is tool. So they're mind tools. They help us focus. So you may have a mantra that you want to say. But we'll be here just for a few breaths more. And inhale, come up. And then bring the hands down. Shift all the way into the knees and the hands. Very, very gently unravel the toes. And then just tap the tops of the feet on the floor. Allowing the blood to recirculate. And then just sit back on the heels. And we'll move into a stretch of the front of the foot. So bringing the hands down, either side of the thighs. Engage the core and then lift the knees up. So the toes are still on the floor and you should feel a stretch all in the front of the foot. Just breathe here. And then release down. Come back to hands and knees. Just release this foot out behind. The right leg, tucking the toes, and just moving backwards and forwards gently, stretching out that foot again. And then the other side. And then release. And then just come to sit on the knees. Maybe bring the palms to the lap. Close the eyes. Centering on the breath. Feet should feel quite alive now. I know mine are sort of tingling. So that extra prana that's flowing through them. and then gently open the eyes. So that was our foot and toe class. You can do these exercises just even if you're watching TV. You don't have to actually be in a yoga class to do them. It's so good to pay attention to our feet, walk around barefoot as much as possible, develop that connection with the earth. We have so many receptors in the bottom of our feet. Obviously they help us stay upright. So it's really good to give them some love and help them make the connection with the earth. Hope to see you again soon. If you like my classes, please subscribe to my channel and share it with anyone that you may think will benefit from the classes, and I hope to see you again soon. Thank you.